I see a lot of confusion among clients and even lawyers about the difference between arbitration and mediation. So I hope this gives you a little base primer to help clear things up. When you think of an arbitration, think of it like a private judge. It could be one person. It could be a panel of people. All of the parties will be in the same room. Communicating with an arbitrator in secret will generally not be allowed. The arbitrator or the panel makes a decision. It could be binding, it could even be non-binding. You have testimony and you have evidence, just like a trial, except in a less formal setting. A mediation, on the other hand, is a negotiation. There's a professional negotiator, the mediator, who helps the parties come to an agreement. It's usually one person, but it can be multiple people. The mediator doesn't make a decision. The mediator will sometimes propose a solution, but they're never going to just make a decision like an arbitrator or a judge will. You can have joint sessions with both sides in the room, and unlike an arbitration, you usually will have some confidential sessions, and what's confidential in one room won't be shared with the other, and the mediator will ask you if something is confidential or can be shared. It's actually this confidentiality notion that helps make mediation so effective, because the mediator has more information than the parties themselves about what the other side is thinking. They can help guide the negotiation and help the parties reach an agreement that is hopefully beneficial to both sides. It's also important to remember that arbitration and mediation are not mutually exclusive. That is, you can have both. You usually won't have an arbitration and a lawsuit going at the same time. The arbitration will be the lawsuit. But if you file in court and then send it to an arbitration forum, then court proceeding will be stayed. It will be paused during the process of the arbitration. And then sometimes the arbitration result will then be entered into court as the final award. A mediation, on the other hand, can take place at the same time as a traditional lawsuit or at the same time as an arbitration, because an arbitration and a lawsuit both take months or years to resolve. At any stage, the parties can agree to go to a mediation. And you can have several sessions. You can go to a mediation on Monday, and then 3 months from now, if the case doesn't settle at that mediation session or in the interim, they can go and have another mediation session. And sometimes that will help move the case along and ultimately reach settlement. A mediation also doesn't have to have a lawsuit or an arbitration going in order to have a mediation. If there's a business deal with some roadblocks, a mediator can come in and help facilitate that discussion, and ultimately the parties can reach a deal with the help of that mediator. A mediator can also help early in a lawsuit or early in an arbitration before it gets into the formal process of a lawsuit or court or an arbitration. A mediator can come in before anything is filed and settle the dispute early so that both sides can save the time and the money of having to go through a lawsuit. Boiling it down, the biggest difference between the two is that an arbitration is like a lawsuit and a mediation is a facilitated negotiation. I hope you enjoyed my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. If you have an interesting topic or question that you've always wanted to ask a lawyer, put it in the comments. I'm always looking for new things to talk about. Have a good one. I'll see you next time.